And that's where we get to the subject of congruent landing pages. They're theme-based. And like we showed you in the last example, what you want to do is you want to build landing pages that are completely theme-based. So if it's about pit bulls, make sure your landing pages are specific to the keywords that you're going after. So if it's pit bull toys, then, you know, it should be about pit bull toys. Or if it's just pit bull, you know, in general, make sure the page has everything that you're bidding on as far as pit bull toys, pit bull frisbee, or whatever it is, and that it's very tightly grouped, and your website shows that.
The more it is, the more your conversions will go up, because the ad is completely targeted to your landing page. So the people that are clicking on that ad know exactly where they're going to be going.
Exactly.
That's exactly why Google created the Google Slab, because they were getting a lot of people creating landing pages that were relevant to the ad. So they're very, very geared to getting people a good experience when they land on your landing page.
Yeah, and like people, you know, people could be searching for pit bulls, and next thing they know, they're getting a ringtone offer. And, you know, Google doesn't like that, so that actually helps you with your quality score when you have very, very tightly grouped campaigns, ad groups, keywords, and landing pages, and your ad itself, actually. So what Google actually measures, when someone actually clicks on your ad and they can't find what they're looking for and they click back, Google actually measures that, and they know that your ad wasn't helping the customer out. Now that's big, because you want your landing pages and your ad to be very relevant to what you're selling. Go very tight and go very, you know, put everything in a theme-based, silo-based campaigns and landing pages. Now inside the quality score, the first thing, or not the first thing, but it's very important, is your CTR. CTR is click-through rate. That tells you how many times someone clicked your ad versus how many times it was displayed on the page. So if your ad was displayed 100 times and you got 30 clicks, that's a 30% click-through rate. And so what Google does is the higher click-through rate you have, the better you do, because Google knows that your ad is very relevant and people like clicking on your ads.
And theming the ad groups will increase your click-through rate, because someone that's looking for Doberman food or whatever it is, if your ad is targeted for Doberman food, you're speaking directly to them, and they're more likely to click rather than if it was just a generic, you know, like dog food ad. So that's important.
And the next thing is your keywords. Of course, selecting the right keywords is very important. You want to group your keywords, and you want to keep the keywords that are all related into the same ad group, and make sure that they're very tightly grouped. Next important thing is conversions. Now a lot of people don't think about this, but conversion tracking on Google is very important. And actually we've seen from our testing, when you actually put the Google conversion code on your thank you page, or, you know, on pages that you want to actually measure that, Google actually likes you for that. So they see that the people are clicking your ads, and they're going and they're signing up and they're buying something, and then it hits your conversion page, and they know that the amount of people that search for it, then they click through and then they buy, the higher that everything is, the more they're going to like you. So Google conversion code tracking is very important. And of course your landing page. Landing page is very important to quality score. We went over that before, and basically, you know, it's just having a relevant landing page according to what you're advertising on. And now here's the settings. Settings are very important in AdWords.
It's pretty basic. You can see here that we have accelerated ads showing, so actually accelerated budget. That's the first thing I want to get into. So what it's going to do is, whatever your budget is, it's going to try to spend your money as quickly as possible. So your ads are going to be displayed quickly and throughout the day. If you put the standard setting, it'll pretty much spread out your ad throughout the day, and it may, you know, be displayed at, you know, 7 in the morning, not displayed until noon, and it's just very sporadic. With accelerated, it's going to display your ad throughout the day until your budget runs out. So that's the setting that we recommend. Yeah,
it's a good way to test too, using that setting. You know, if you're testing and you're doing standard and you put a $40 budget, let's just say in this example, it'll put your ad sporadically through the day. It's a good way to test, but you're not getting the full potential of what you want to test. You want to test at least a 24-hour span, if not more, and then look at the analytics, instead of, you know, trying to just say, okay, I want to save some money and let Google decide when to display my ad.
Exactly. And speaking of ads, we want you to create at least two to three ads that you're going to be running per ad group. And you're doing this to split test, and you want to beat the control every time. So whatever ad is doing the best, you want to make sure the other ones are either beating the control or not. And then if it's not, you're going to be throwing that out. So, and you want, in order to do that properly, you want to set the setting to rotate ads equally throughout the day. So it's going to rotate the ads smoothly, one as as your ad is displayed.
Yep.
And then you adjust accordingly. Also, big important thing is separating your content network. You don't want to put those together because you're not going to know whether your content network is making you money or not. So you want to separate it out and track it separately. So you want to check Google search and search network, but leave content network and content bids unchecked in the search settings.
Mm-hmm.
You want to create another campaign strictly for content network, and in order to check the conversions on that, which isn't easily done, there is a site. The domain is ppseer.com, ppseer.com, and they will help you with conversion tracking on the content network.
Mm-hmm. The content network can be a very tricky site because there's a lot of spam sites out there, so you just want to be careful. And I believe PPC is probably one of the best content network tracking tools out there.
It is. And then the other is the geo-targeting, and that's pretty self-explanatory.
Mm-hmm.
And once you have your ads running and campaigns are in motion, an important thing to do is analytics, tracking, and running reports and seeing what's working, what's not working, removing the keywords that are losing you money, possibly increasing spend on the ones that are making you money, checking out what positions work best.
Mm-hmm.
And by doing this, you're not driving blind. You know exactly what's working, what's not working, what's creating ROI. You take those keywords, you drill further down into them, and expand and expand and expand, and just repeat that process.
Yes, reporting is very important. The more data you have, the better you can actually sit there and decide what you want to do. Running reports and analyzing all the reports, seeing where your money is coming from and seeing where it's losing money is very important. If it's making you money and you don't really care where it's coming from, that's not good. You want to know where it's coming from and where you're losing it, and where you're coming from, where the money is coming to. You want to try and expand on that.
Yep, exactly. And that encompasses conversion tracking, so you know what's converting and making you money or not.
Mm-hmm. And a good way to do that is with Google Analytics. Now, Google Analytics is usually if you have AdWords, it's most likely in there. I think they give it to everyone who signs up for AdWords now, and basically it's awesome because you can actually see the user flow of when someone comes to your site. So you can actually see if someone comes to your site, where they're going, what they're clicking on, and what they're doing. And you can find out what's being clicked on and why they're exiting, what they're exiting off of. And you can actually use that to rearrange your site and reword what you're writing on your site, and actually improve the percentages of when people come on your site turning into a sale.
It's very powerful.
And the next thing is sale and lead tracking in Google Analytics. It's pretty much the same thing as conversion tracking, except in Analytics it actually shows you from AdWords all the way to the sale what pages they hit and the whole funnel, where they went, what they did, how they signed up, what time they did it, how long it took, and